welcome to Firebird Tech. Today's video is going to be about a seasonal upgrade to Blood, as you can see it's on the table right now. So today I'm just going to be putting in a few parts to fix, well, the water cooling issue, which I'll put a photo of there somewhere. Photo up in that corner so you guys can see what I mean by crazy water cooling. So the parts we've got today, we've got a 2 TB hard drive to install, a couple of liters of fluid, proper cooling fluid, we've got some fittings here, some 290 degrees with some 245s, a light strip, and a few other bits of bobs to install. So there will be a time lapse of me doing all this stuff, so don't worry about like having to sit through a 3-hour video while I install all this. I'll just make a time lapse of it and then throw that in the video straight after this. Well, not actually straight after this because I'll show you what parts they are. So yeah, upgrade to Blood. Well, fixing of Blood, more or less. So, enough about me rambling, let's get into it. Okay, so these are the parts we'll be installing today. First up, we'll just go right to left. Hard drive, because I need more storage for all the YouTube videos. And planning out a terabyte and a half is just not enough. This is $100, it's a Seagate, it is ST2000DM001, it's the model number, if you guys really want to go look it up. So, yay. Cheap, so, meh. Next up, I'll talk about fittings I'm going to be installing today. Where's the navigator part? So I have 290 degree fittings, as I was saying, and 245s, both alpha cool. I think they're like $8 or $9 a pop, so nice cheap fittings. As you can see, they're actually really nice fittings. Oh, that's just focusing there. Okay. As you can see, they're quite nice fittings actually. Got a really nice wrinkly finish, and these ones are like polished, so they're rather nice fittings. So, come on, be nice. Again, SLRs and videography, not good. Next we'll talk about the little Phoebus temperature probe I bought to measure coolant temps and stuff like that, just because it's something I want to measure and make sure that everything's fine inside the rig. So yeah. Next is the card reader. Yeah, it kind of something odd to buy, but a USB 3 card reader. Because right now the way I'm getting my footage off the camera is via the laptop. So I'm going from camera to laptop to big rig to edit it, and it's like so convoluted and so messed up, and I just need a faster, quicker way of doing it. Plus, because it's USB 3, I'll actually be able to tax the speed of the card I've got in this thing, so yay. Next up, I'll just look at this is a red LED strip. It was Silverstone, I think it was like $12. It's just to change this orange one out that's in the rig right now to red, to make the theme of the rig red, as opposed to orange and red, which looks really messed up. Next, to talk about the fluid, the EK, as you can see that, EK blood red coolant. This stuff is really nice. It's really blood red. I was expecting sort of a bit more of like a pinky red, but these things are, this is really nice, dark, deep red. It's really nice. The main reason why I got a coolant as opposed to, let's say, like a dye and just dyed DI water is because I've got an aluminium radiator and then I've got a copper block and I have copper fittings. I'm getting a lot of corrosion inside the block particularly, and we'll have a look at that when we pull it apart. Something I have to do is clean out the block, probably with a nice fine toothbrush or something like that. So, well, that's what we'll be doing. So yeah, I've got 2 liters of that because I didn't know if one's going to be enough for this loop, but yeah, it's better to have a little bit more fluid than not enough, so yay. And then last but not least is the proper tubing I've got. I was using like garden hose tubing. Actually, I'll bring out a snippet of that stuff. So I was using garden hose tubing. And the thing that really, like, you can see there's a colour difference, a clear colour difference. But the other thing that you may not realise is the wall thickness is totally different between the two. Why are we focusing like... Thank you. So as you can see, if I can get it in focus, the wall thickness is totally different. This one's like maybe a couple of mil wall thicknesses. This is like a 1/4 of an inch wall thickness, so like 6 mil. Now what does that help with or hinder with? How does that change what I do with the rig? What it changes is the ability of, there's a tube in the rig, which I will hopefully get a view of, inside this rig right now, that's flat, like flat, and that's because the wall thickness isn't big enough to sustain the shape of the tube. So yeah, so that's the last one. The tubing is Primo Chill Primo Flex Advanced LRT. It is the 1/2 inch ID with a 3/4 inch OD, or internal and external or outside diameter. So enough about that. We'll now get into the time lapse. Okay, here's the conclusion. Everything is in! And man, it looks good. This looks way better than I expected. It's got this beautiful, dark, rich red. It probably doesn't even show up on camera. I'll pull the camera in close, but it just does not show up on camera. It's gorgeous. One thing to note is that the fittings, the right angle fittings from Alpha Cool, the thread that has the male G1/4 on it, like the knurling on it, is really, 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 really small, and I've cut myself several times today. I'm just trying to get that in. So a couple of those things are a bit scratched because I had to get vice grips and stuff out and pliers and stuff out just to get it on. Now, admittedly, yes, my room is a complete schmozzle. At the moment, I'll have to just clean that up in the preceding next couple of hours, probably. Now, you may have seen in the time-lapse, I was standing over near the bench too for quite some time. That was due to, well, after I put the loop together, of course. That was because the main water block, the CPU water block, leaked. And what was happening was the O-ring gasket that seals the outlet, effectively, the outlet groove, had not sat right, so it was sitting up and creating like a point where water could just rush past, or coolant could rush past. So I had to separate from the block, I had to drain, recover the fluid and all that. And then, in the process of that, one of the screws, which was being dodgy for ages, finally gave way and circled out. So yes, I had to get the Dremel out with a cutting wheel on it to cut a flat, like a flathead screw bit in it, and then get a flathead screwdriver in it to undo the screw. Lucky enough, I didn't actually cut into the copper that much. I had to cut into it a little bit anyway, because I don't have like a straight up and down, like, I could laser cut it out for crying out loud. It's that soft valley, the screws. Aluminium, the screws are very soft aluminium, so you could laser cut it out easily enough. But the problem was just that I didn't have a laser cutter around, so yeah, that could be dangerous. So once I got out, I reset the rubber grommet. You saw me walking back and forth with the water block with like things hanging out of it and stuff like that. That was just making sure it was watertight. To make sure before I put it back in the block and have exactly the same issue, because it's exactly the same problem. So you may have seen me like blowing on a tube into the block that was sealed to make sure there was not any pressure leaks. Because it's all good and fine if something's not leaking at, let's say, ambient air pressure, but as soon as you put it under pressure condition, it could leak. So that's why I was like blowing on the tube and looking like I was sucking on a bong, pretty much. But no, no bong here. It's just trying to get the block work. But it is so much cleaner. It looks so much more professional in there now as well. But I am rambling. See, everything looks beautiful. The coolant is such a dark red that you can't even see it in the actual red. Like, it's just black at the front. It's quite interesting. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to get some white LEDs or something to show off how red and how deep and rich that colour scheme is. It's gorgeous. And most people ask, well, you've done all this, what's your temps like? What's your temperatures like? Idle temperatures, as I'm looking at them right now, sit around about 25-ish degrees instead of 32, 33 degrees, which is awesome. Load tests, I have no idea right now, but I'm presuming they're going to be low as well. So they were sitting at 60 before, so if we've got about a 5 or a 7 degree drop at minimum temperatures, I'm expecting about a 7 degree drop at max. So 60s could be as low as 43, so, oh sorry, 53, sorry, 53, so like that'd be good to see 60 come back to 53, because the TJ temperature on the 30, so the TJ temperature, which is like the thermal junction temperature, which is where the chip starts to degrade and go downhill, is classified on this chip as 60 degrees. So sitting at like 60, 62 degrees under load, like editing video and stuff, is not healthy for this chip. So I'm very happy now that it's like idling at a much lower temperature. That could have just been because I cleaned out the block and cleaned out the radiator and res and all that, but it's also probably because I'm using proper clean fluid. To show you how rank this loop was, this is the tubing that just came out of the rig, the really thin wall stuff. I don't know if I can focus on it, but it's green. It's supposed to be bluish clear. It is green. And if you compare it to, let's say, the new tubing, where are you? There we go. It's a totally different shade of everything else. So you've got new tubing, which is a nice thick wall, by the way, like super thick wall, as you can see, and it shouldn't turn green like this one. So yeah, this is why I had to replace the tubing, because this is rank, and this is primarily the reason why the loop was as bad as it was. That's why the temperatures were high, because we had high bacterial growth inside the loop. Although I had an antibacterial agent inside of it, I actually dumped an entire bottle of liquid utopia in it, which is like, sorry, I dumped 2 bottles, my mistake. I put 2 bottles of liquid utopia in this rig with that old rig, and I was still getting microbial growth. So hopefully I won't have microbial growth in this rig, because that's something, thought I had a leak. That's something I really don't want in this rig, because it's really going to detract from it. So what we'll do is we'll pull the camera in, I'll just pick it up and drop it in, and we'll have a look at what it looks like now and how awesome it looks. So let's bring you in. Doop-a-doo. Sorry guys, it's way easier doing it this way than stopping and starting the camera again. Okay, as you can see, this thing looks blood. This thing looks hellishly blood-like now. So it now really does earn the name blood, because it is blood-like. So yeah, it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. It's deep, really deep red. It doesn't even show up really in the camera. It's way deeper than what it looks in the camera. It's actually quieter too, so I guess that's a good thing. As you can see, the red lights, again, they're still running off. They're actually running on the dimmer, but like there's not much actually difference between this and that. So I'll probably just keep them up high. But no, it's quite a beautiful rig now. And as you can see, just inside the rig here, you can see that there's just a straight loop now, or the straight like line there, straight across there, instead of this weird like loop we were having before, which I'll take a before and after shot of, and we'll go through that. I'll just put that up in the corner so you guys can see what it looked like before. So yay. Okay, back to here. I'll just do it here. So yeah, that's the rig, that's blood, that's the upgraded blood, done. What am I supposed to do now? Sorry, I'm a bit tired. Like, subscribe, comment. So if you have any questions about what I was doing in the time lapse, please ask them below. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share. So have a good evening, or morning, wherever you are. I'm gonna go to bed now. So thanks for watching Firebird Tech, and hopefully stay tuned for more videos.